Extreme discipline makes you unrecognizable. That's what you're after. Musashi achieved it and became the greatest samurai philosopher in history. The Book of Five Rings contains his complete system for building it. 5 rings teach 5 principles that transform you from soft to savage. By the end, you'll know exactly how to use these to become disciplined beyond belief. Starting with the Earth Ring. Ring teaches brutal self-assessment. Most people think they're busy. They're not. They're distracted. Musashi wrote, "The warriors is the twofold way of pen and sword." He meant train both mind and body equally. But first, you need to see where both actually stand. After killing Sasaki Kojiro, his most famous duel, Musashi disappeared into a cave for 2 years, not celebrating, studying his own weaknesses. The winner spent 2 years analyzing why he almost lost. That's Earth Ring thinking. Let me show you what this looks like today. Take someone who thinks they're productive. Let's call him Gohan. Wakes up tired, grabs his phone, checks emails in bed. Starting the day productive, he tells himself. Gets to work late, opens 15 tabs, bounces between tasks. Lunch break becomes 90 minutes of YouTube. Afternoon, more tab switching, more phone checking. Home by 7, exhausted from being busy. Sound familiar? Gohan decided to track his actual time usage, every minute for 1 week. The results? 6 hours daily on his phone, 2 hours of actual focused work, 8 hours of busy that produced nothing. The Earth Ring principle: know the smallest things and the biggest things. Musashi meant know every detail and the full picture. Most people know neither. Here's what tracking reveals. You're not busy, you're weak. You don't have a time problem, you have a focus problem. You don't need more hours, you need to use the ones you have. Gohan, 6 hours wasted daily, 2 hours productive. His response, complete overhaul. Wake at 4 a.m., 2-hour workout, 8 hours deep work, cold showers, meditation, reading 2 hours nightly. Day 1, he lasted until 6 a.m. Crashed, quit everything by noon. This is where the water ring saves you. Musashi wrote, "Water adopts the shape of its receptacle." People think this means be flexible. Wrong. It means stop fighting reality with fantasy plans. Here's what nobody tells you about Musashi's early career. He never used the same weapon twice in his first 20 duels. Sword, spear, wooden stick, bare hands. Why? He was learning that rigid plans fail against reality. Gohan's mistake was universal. You see your weakness, so you create a perfect schedule. Military precision, zero flexibility. Then reality hits, you fail, and you quit because you're not disciplined enough. Wrong. You're not water enough. Here's what Gohan learned. Instead of waking at 4 a.m., he woke one that's destroyed more warriors than any external opponent. The Fire Ring reveals what happens when you finally start winning. Part 3, Fire Ring. Week 4, Gohan's making progress, waking at 5 a.m., working out daily. Then he sees someone bench pressing twice his weight, someone younger closing million-dollar deals, someone running marathons while he's proud of his 45-minute workouts. The anger hits. I'm pathetic. Look how far behind I am. What's the point? He skips the next workout, then the next. The spiral begins. This is where the Fire Ring changes everything. In the Book of Five Rings, Musashi writes about fire and its nature, how it spreads, consumes, and transforms. Most people let anger consume them. Warriors use it to forge themselves. Musashi learned this young. His father died when he was 7. Instead of becoming a victim, he turned rage into routine. 14 hours of training daily, not despite the anger, because of it. Every swing of his wooden sword was fueled by fury. But here's the key. He aimed it at his weakness, not himself. In Dokudo, he wrote, "Do not be jealous of others' good or evil, not because jealousy is morally wrong, because it wastes precious fuel. Every moment you spend angry at others' success is energy you could use to destroy your own mediocrity." The Fire Ring principle. Anger at mediocrity is fuel, not failure. Gohan's shift happened in one moment. Looking in the mirror, disgusted at his progress, he almost said, "I'm pathetic," then caught himself. "I refuse to stay pathetic." Same emotion, different target. Everything changed. That voice telling you you're not good enough, that's not your enemy. That's your drill sergeant. The problem isn't the voice, it's that you're attacking yourself instead of attacking the problem. Here's what Gohan started doing. Every night, he wrote down what pissed him off about himself. Specific things. Only did 30 push-ups. Checked phone during deep work. Ate garbage for lunch. Then he converted each one into next day's mission. Anger about 30 push-ups? 50. After defeating every sword school in Japan, Musashi said, "I have not yet reached the way." 50 victories, undefeated. still calling himself a student. Why? Know your enemy, know his sword. The enemy isn't other people. It's the version of you that thinks you've arrived. Musashi studied other schools obsessively, not to steal techniques, to stay humble. Every time he thought he knew everything, he'd find another approach that exposed his gaps. This kept him sharp while others got soft. Gohan learned this the hard way. The moment he stopped tracking was the moment he started falling, not because tracking has magic power, because tracking keeps you honest. The second you think you don't need systems, you've already lost. Here's the contrast that hurts. Musashi at 60 victories. I am a student. You at 60 days, I got this. He stayed hungry after decades. You got comfortable after weeks. The wind ring revealed something deeper. 3 months in, Gohan's a different person. Wakes at 4:30 a.m. without an alarm. Hits 100 push-ups easily. 4 hours deep work daily. Friends asking what happened to him. Family thinks he joined a cult. Then the whisper starts. You made it. You're disciplined now. You can ease up. He stops tracking time. Skips the evening planning. I don't need that anymore. I've got this. 1 missed workout becomes 3. 4-hour work sessions become 2. Within 2 weeks, the daily battle never ends. 6 months in, Gohan hits a wall, not physical, existential. He realizes something that almost breaks him. This never gets easier. Ever. He'll wake at 4 a.m. forever, track his time forever, fight his weakness forever. The thought makes him sick. When does it end? When do I get to just be disciplined? Never. That's what the Void Ring teaches. Musashi's Dokudo contains the answer: accept everything just the way it is. Not accept defeat, accept reality. And reality is that discipline is war, and war never ends. In the void is virtue and no evil. The void is the space where struggle becomes natural, where hard becomes normal, where discipline stops being something you do and becomes someone you are. Here's what breaks most people. They think discipline is a bridge to an easier life. Train hard now, coast later. Build habits now, cruise on autopilot later. That's the lie that makes them quit when they realize the bridge has no end. Gohan's transformation happened in a moment of clarity. Exhausted, frustrated, ready to quit, he asked the wrong question one last time. When does it get easier? Then he heard the answer. It doesn't. You get stronger. The shift. Stop asking instead of smashing into them. Can't do 100 push-ups? Do 10. Can't read a chapter? Read 1 page. Can't meditate 20 minutes? Do 2. You think you're different? You think you can skip the basics? Even Musashi started with wooden swords. He spent years doing basic cuts before his first real duel. Here's the strategic genius. Musashi wrote, "In strategy, make the enemy think you are far away when you are near. Applied to discipline, make the task think it's defeating you while you're actually winning. Your brain expects you to quit the gym after 10 minutes. Go for 11. Expect it to give up on page 1. Read to page 2. Each small win rewires your identity. You become someone who doesn't quit." Gohan discovered something crucial. Discipline isn't about heroic efforts. It's about consistent adaptation. When 10 push-ups got easy, he did 15. When 25 minutes felt short, he did 30. Doing. Every night, he wrote down what pissed him off about himself. Specific things. Only did 30 push-ups. Checked phone during deep work. Ate garbage for lunch. Then he converted each one into next day's mission. Anger about 30 push-ups? It's on the last. Earth shows you where you are. Water gets you moving. Fire accelerates progress. Wind keeps you humble. Void makes it permanent. Gohan doesn't ask about endings anymore. He asks about beginnings. What battle starts today? What weakness gets attacked today? What growth happens today? Because in the void, you realize something beautiful. The struggle isn't the price of discipline. The struggle is the discipline. The eternal war isn't what you endure to become disciplined. It's what makes you disciplined every day, forever. And that's exactly